Look, Tymon Skyberg seems to not understand what I was trying to do. What I was trying to do was talk to him one-on-one on Discord privately. And I added him. And instead of accepting the friend request, talking to me, he wanted to dox my real name for some reason, right? And he thinks doxing a person's personal information is completely fine, but criticism of a person saying, oh, you shouldn't do this, or this isn't a good idea, you should change your plans and stuff and all that, he thinks that's worse than doxing someone, doxing an information. And what's even funnier is he thinks I was bullying him when he mentions, for some reason, that I'm fat. Even though fat shaming is very, very frowned upon these days, especially. And what's funny is, sorry about being mean, because I'm about to say something it's a little mean to him, and I'm happy to apologize for all the things I say, even though Tymon Skyberg doesn't want to apologize for doxing my personal, legitimate government name. But that's okay. He doesn't need to apologize. Apologizing would just make him a better person, right? But sorry for being mean at this moment. But he seems a lot fatter than me. When Tymon Skyberg's calling me fat, I don't know what he calls himself. Probably big boned or something, right? Because if you really want to know, there, see? How is that really fat? Versus the pictures that he shows, I don't even need to dox him for the pictures because he puts pictures of himself on his channel. Everywhere, pretty much. So, sorry about mentioning this. A list of things that would be considered bullying, but I'm apologizing completely. And I don't really mean this, what I'm about to say. So I'm not bullying, I'm just putting examples. These are examples, not bullying. Okay, let me say. You seem a lot taller than me, and yet you look a lot fatter. Even though taller usually means you can weigh the same, but look a lot skinnier because you're taller. Like you can be really tall and skinny versus a short person that's really fat. But because he's fat and because he's tall, the other person's tall, they could weigh the same. So if you look a lot fatter than the shorter person, you would weigh pretty much like twice the weight. So if you're calling me fat, you calling me fat, then you must be really obese, very, 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 very fat. And then another example of things that I could bully you with is your hair is gray. You're like a grandpa at this point. I don't know how old you are, but you could pull off being like 50 or 60, possibly. And then you wear a hat, but the hat, since your hat shows a little bit of your forehead, it seems like your forehead's like way up here or something, because yeah, so your hairline is like gone, and you have broken English, but I guess it could be your second language, your or your third language, or like you could be you can have like you can be autistic, or you can be like mentally slow, or God forbid if you were in a car crash or something. I'm not bullying you from that. I'm not saying that you were in a car crash or anything like that. I'm saying it would be terrible if you were in a car crash and your speech kind of got affected by that. But of course, I apologize to what I said. That whole thing, which is examples that I could say, and also like Power Rangers are usually geared towards little kids, and the Snyder people say that the inappropriate jokes are like immature, like little kid, like baby humor and stuff. And yet, you're all about Power Rangers, and Power Rangers, there are two characters that are all fart jokes and like baby, like ha 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 ha. They did that, it's like really hilarious kind of child humor. The two people is like Skull, Buck Skull or something, like the skinny tall guy, and the short fat guy. Those guys that look like 30, look like they're in their 30s, but they're in high school for some reason. That, but yeah. And I believe those two comedic relief characters are in like pretty much every single Power Rangers reboot. And yeah, I can bully you with that. And you collect toys. The toys are for babies. I could say that. But I'm not bullying you. I'm putting examples. And what I've said to you before, Tybo Skyberg, I said that you were saying that the Snyder fans are your friends. I don't believe YouTubers could be your true friends, because that's a very, very dangerous step, because YouTubers could easily ask you for money, and then you'd give it because you would say, oh, he's my close friend, and then you lose like thousands of dollars because they asked you for money, right? And then yeah, so pretty much I'm saying that you need to move on from this, Tybo and Skyberg, but I think you're just gonna say never give up, whatever. And you're not gonna give James Gunn a chance. You're just gonna brush him off, even though James Gunn keeps promoting the movie constantly, and he got a lot of good casting choices and all that. But okay, Tybo Skyberg, you're contradicting yourself, saying that bullying is horrible, and yet you doxed me, and you're calling me fat, and you post images of me without my permission. So someone could use a fan art, but they could use a picture of you without permission. Or it seemed you also seem to say that I talked about you without your permission, which doesn't make sense, because it's freedom of speech. This is America, So, yeah. Tybo Skyberg, I'm sorry, but you put this on yourself. I'm just gonna title it, I'm sorry, Tybo and Skyberg, just to have people click on it. I just hope you watched the whole video. Like and subscribe. And hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the rambling, but go ahead.